All right. So now again, as we go down, and some of these, guess what? We even did yesterday. All right, we even did yesterday. So it should be nothing new. All right, now for question number 1, I'm trying to solve for B. All right, if I'm trying to solve for B, that means I have to get rid of the 1/2. The 1/2 is attached with multiplication, so we know we're just doing the reciprocal. So everybody should be able to say 2A equals BH, and then we divide both sides by H, and so we would say B is equal to 2A over H. All right, we're not dividing by 1/2. We are not dividing by 1/2. Now, what I want you to do is tell me if you're struggling with number 1. Anybody have any question? And again, you should say to yourself, yeah, I got that right. So I gave myself a check. If you got it wrong, you should be highlighting and go back and do it again.
At first, I did like A divided by 2.
No, it's definitely not A divided by 2.
So
It would be A divided by 1/2. But A dividing by 1/2 is the same as multiplying by 2. Right? All right, that's critical. All right, dividing by 1/2 is the same as multiplying by 2. All right, now we're solving for A. So the first thing you should be able to tell me is I need to get rid of the B. So you should say Y minus B equals AX. You with me on this, Zeb? Or you have a question? Now, I need to still get to A, so that means I have to get rid of the X. All right, in order to get rid of the X, I have to divide by X. Bless you. Divide by X. So we say A is equal to Y minus B over X. Anybody have any issues with that? Okay. Solving for R. All of this is held together by what? By what operation? Multiplication. That's what you should be saying. To undo multiplication, all I have to do is what? Divide. So I'm going to divide by what? 2 pi. Divide by 2 pi. So the radius is always the circumference divided by 2 pi. Anybody have an issue? All right, here we go. Wow. Again, we did this one yesterday also. Does everybody understand that's all held together with multiplication and division? Does everybody see that? G times M1 times M2 divided by D squared. So if I'm trying to solve for G, I need to get rid of everything else. Now, what's the easiest explanation for this? Tell me.
like how you do it,
Yeah,
you just do D squared times F, and then you divide it by M1 and M2.
yes, 100% correct. You can also say that's just a fraction. How do I undo a fraction? Reciprocal. That's another way you could look at it, right? I would want you to know this part right here is just a fraction. So you can multiply by the reciprocal. All right. But she said something. She went ahead and multiplied by D squared. So we have FD squared equals G times M1, M2. And then we do what? Divide by M1, M2. Divide by M1, M2. So G is equal to FD squared divided by mass 1 times mass 2. All right. Everybody okay with that? Now, again, as I keep trying to tell your parents, even when you come in for our little interview, you should be, if you get this one right, give yourself a check. If you didn't know how to do it or you made a mistake, you highlight it and say, go back and do that problem over. There's no reason to do something over if you know how to do it. All right, go.
So you can, so you're allowed to like divide
If you have multiple,
like M1 and M2, how does G not go with that?
well, because look, that's a good question. So because the M1 and the cancel.
Oh, okay.
True?
I'm just confused why G wouldn't go on the bottom too.
Well, because that's what I'm trying to solve for. I'm trying to get G by itself.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get rid of, and I call this what? Garbage. I'm trying to get rid of this garbage that's around it. All right, come on now. All right, here we go. Number 9. Celsius and Fahrenheit conversion. All right. Trey, what do I do first? That is correct. 9/5 C equals F minus 32. Now what?
You add 32.
Add 32. So F equals 9/5 C plus 32.
That's the final answer.
And that's the final answer. That's really good. Yes, sir. I don't care about your restroom. What? Shh. Yes, because I'm trying to get rid of the 5/9 because it's attached to the F minus 32. You understand me? Good, Jolie.
I'm just like asking for the test. If I put like C 9/5 plus 32.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But listen, now you're going to learn something. That's correct, but we have something called just standard form, right? We don't ever put multiplication. We don't put the number after the variable,
Okay.
right? It's not wrong. It's just not standard.
Okay.
All right. So no, I'm not picky if it's right. I'm trying to show you how you should write it though.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Number 11. Now we're getting into the absolute value. Don't forget how many solutions. 2 solutions. I have people that are going to miss half the quiz because they only write down 1 solution. And even I put the note, don't forget both solutions. All right, so here, X could equal what?
15 or negative 15.
Yes, plus or minus 15. And if we briefly look over at 12, we can just say that's what? We can say no solution. So highlight why it's no solution. Because an absolute value can't be negative. Distance is absolute value. Distance cannot be negative. Distance cannot be negative. Everybody good? All right, here we go. 13. Okay, how do I start this off? Avery, how do I do this? 13. I have to write both equations first. And then perfect. Yep. Yep. What is that? Keep going.
Negative side, you do -3, and then X would equal -5.
Perfect. Perfect. Anybody have any issues with that? All right, so that's how you set up both equations. All right, let's take a look at 15. First thing I have to do on 15 is what? Riley? Nope, not on this one. All right, that you eventually, Maya, tell her. You have to isolate the absolute value. That's most important. Everyone, listen to what I'm saying. You isolate the absolute value. So what do I have to do first, Maya? Add 3. So you say the absolute value of X equals what? And now you can tell me What?
I need
No
no
solution.
solution, sorry.
Wow, no solution. All right, no solution. There you have it. Absolute value cannot equal a negative. So Miss Panchola, you good with that now? Remember that? Isolate first. All right, here we go. Allie, help me out with number 17.
What could you add for?
What do I do first? Tell her.
Just when you write another.
Yeah, you have to write both equations.
Equal to negative.
Now make yourself a note, guys, if you're forgetting to write both equations, write both equations first. Write both equations. Of course, you're going to write both equations after you isolate, but is this one already isolated for us? Yes, go.
Okay, so then you can do +4.
Well, I have to write the equations.
Right, so then after that, you write 8x minus 4 is equal to -4. And then you can do +4.
So 8x equals what?
8x is equal to, yeah,
This one.
oh. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry, 8.
8, keep going.
And then 8x is equal to 0.
Good.
And over 8, x is equal to 1. And x is equal to 0.
Yes. All right, take your time. All right, I'm good with that. All right, thank you. All right. 19, Jolie. What? Hold up. What?
So if one of the, where it's like you have to have two answers, if one of them is negative, and one of them is positive, would it be no solution?
No, it's not. The only time it's no solution is if the absolute value equals a negative. Now, I know what you're saying. Your answer can be, x can be negative. It just can't be equal to a negative. Your answers can be negative. The equation can't be equal to a negative. Do you understand the difference?
Yeah, so if it says, if the question was like 8x minus 4 equals -4, we would already know that it's a no solution.
Why?
Because it's already negative.
Because it's equal to a what? Look up there on the board.
But
The-
I took the absolute value.
Right. So are you allowed to have the absolute value equal to a negative? That's why it's no solution. Has nothing to do with x. Nothing. It has everything to do with what is the absolute value equal to. You understand the difference?
So if it was positive, it would be a different story, but
It's a different story. Yes. Absolute value is distance. Can you draw me -3 inches? That's not possible. That's what they're trying to teach you. Distance can't be negative. You can't draw or go -3 miles. You just can't. All right. You can go in a direction that's negative, but you can't draw something that's negative. All right. Hopefully that cleared it up. So now I said, who did I say was doing 19? Jolie, good. Go write the equations.
So the 3/4x plus 2 equals 10.
Why did you put +2?
The opposite.
You don't change what's inside the absolute value.
Okay.
You just write it as 3x or 3/4 x minus 2 equals 10. Then what else do you do?
3/4x minus 2 equals -10.
Yeah. Now listen, you understand me, right? I don't want you, look, that's why I'm glad you're doing it, right? Make a little mistake. Who cares? But make yourself a note now where you made your mistake and go back and look over your mistakes. If you forgot to write 2 equations, you need to make that change or you're going to miss them all on the quiz, all of them. All right, now what do I do?
And then you do plus 2.
Right?
So it would be 3/4 x equals 12.
Good.
And on the other side, you would do minus or plus 2.
Right?
equals, -8.
Good work. Now what?
Then you would do reciprocal.
Good. Now look, I'm doing reciprocal. I just put it over here and cross this one out.
But then it would be,
Do the division first,
you would cross cancel the 3 and 12
right?
to be 4 and 1.
Right?
It would be 16 over 1.
Yay, good job. Now do the other side. But we don't have to write 16 over 1, right?
Yeah, just get 16.
Okay, now do the other side.
You would do 4 times 3 is 32.
Yes.
over two.
And don't forget,
And then
yay, girl. Okay, now you minor mistake, right? Leave what's inside completely alone. Leave it alone. All right? Okay, Eddie, what am I doing?
So you do -7.
Good work.
3,
And what does that equal?
2.
What?
Oh, no, my bad. -7, and then it would equal 4.
What kind of 4?
-4.
You sure?
I mean, positive.
Which one? You said them both. No one's asking for help.
I mean, negative.
Why?
Because you do -7.
Right, okay, come on. Stay strong. Now what?
You would divide the 2.
Yes, sir. So what do I have? Just a minute, Luca, I see you.
You would have 4 minus x equals -2.
Okay, so now what?
No solution.
Wow, good. All right. No solution. Thank you. You might go through and think you're doing something great, right? And forget absolute value. It's not allowed to be a negative. Jolie, what?
How did you get like -4 and then like a 2?
All right, pay attention. You ready? -7. We're isolating the absolute value. 2, absolute value, 4 minus x equals -4. Now what do I do?
You would do the same as you
What would I do with the 2 now?
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
Correct?
Yeah,
Jolie, you good now?
yeah.
Okay, hold on, Luca.
For the -1 on number 19, how do you get -2 over 3?
Because I know 4 times 8 is 32,
Okay.
right? Correct?
Yeah.
Good for you, Evan. What?
For 21, why wouldn't you just add the 7 and 2 and then subtract that?
I know it sounds funny because I want the right answer.
Well, like,
Right, it's like this. Seriously, I'm kidding you because I know you have a good sense of humor, but listen to me. Look, if I said 3 plus 2x equals 10, 5x equals 10, is that true or false?
oh,
You might say it's true. That doesn't make it so, right? Are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to add the 3 and the 2x? No. So I'm trying to teach you that if you're confused about something that looks difficult, apply it to something that looks basic, and you'll clearly see I'm not allowed to do that. Does that make sense to you?
yeah.
Right? So you cannot, that's one of the most common mistakes on the test is everybody just goes 7 plus 2 is 9. No. All right, there's a multiplication. Good.
If there was like, if there was a negative number in absolute value.
You don't change it.
I'm saying like if it's like equals -3 in absolute value, would that be no solution still, or?
Listen to me, kiddo. I appreciate how hard you're trying. If I don't address it in this review, it's not going to be on the test. All right, so I'm not sure what you're coming up with on that.
It's on number 7. I'm in number 22.
Well, we're not on 22. But I will show you because you're doing good. What's the absolute value of -7?
So
I just threw that in there to throw you off. So you'd like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that. What do I do? What's the absolute value of -7? So all it is you just rewrite it as 3x plus 1 absolute value equals 7. You see what I'm saying? Because this is an arithmetic problem. All right, you just have to tell me what's the absolute value of -7. And now you're off. You know what to do now, right?
Because on number 19, you said you still write it as a negative, like subtracting 2 and not adding. It's an absolute value.
This one over here, kiddo, is
I
di-
understand.
it's different because it's not a variable. There's no variable over there. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So with S, doesn't matter if we have to do like the 3x plus 1 absolute value, or can we just do 3x plus 1 equals?
Whatever I'm doing, you should do.
Okay, so we have to write that.
I don't have any idea what if I'm doing it, you do it. This is what I'm not understanding about some people. There is no alternative method. There's no alternative method. What number are you specifically asking me about?
Well, like, when you.
Not like any, that's what I was fussing at her about. I don't know. I want you to say, I'm confused about number 19. I'm confused about this problem, not some general thing. That's the problem with some of you guys. I don't want you just saying, this is how I do every single problem. You have to think about every single problem. If you can tell me what number you're referring to, I'll be happy to help you. There's nothing general though. I don't like general statements. This is how I want you to handle each problem. There's a general format for every problem. What?
I have a question.
That's why your hand is up. Tell me.
So I know we're doing the odds, but just like for like a reference, for number 20, would it be no solution?
I don't want to tell you that. No, that's wrong. You didn't isolate properly. Subtract 7, then you divide by negative. The absolute value is no longer negative. Am I right or right? Subtract 7
No, I got it.
and then divide by a negative. Come on. That's why I don't want to do, I don't want to do the odds so we can get done and you have an example for all the problems. And you guys are asking me about evens. What? All right, here we go. Keep going. Number 23, let's do it. These are all easy. Now let's finish this. What?
3x
Good.
equals 30.
And
X equals 10.
beautiful. Evan, you all right or not? I'm really not fussing at you, right? You understand that? I just can't. That's why I'm saying not what ifs. I don't like what if questions. I want you to specifically tell me a number and point to it and say, here's where I'm having trouble. You with me? All right. Hopefully you're okay with that. All right. Number 25. Who's going to set this one up? Josh, thank you.
20 equals 21.
Does everybody see that? He just went ahead and distributed. Now what?
7 equals -14.
So,
7 equals -1.
wow. Thank you, sir. That was the best you sounded in 2 years. Very good. All right, 27. Jackson.
Yep.
Yep. What do you think? Yep. You're up. 27. Let's go. No yeps. What am I doing?
So you gotta distribute.
Would you please just go ahead and do that?
What?
What?
I'm doing it. 1 -4.
I don't know what you're saying. -4. I don't see a -4 anywhere.
Oh.
You're multiplying these two things together. Would you multiply those? What's here? Put this down on your paper.
1 times 3 is
-1 times x plus 3. That's going on your paper. Now you know how to do it. Equals. Now what would be the other one? Hurry up, Luca. Now you're 5, then what? Yes, now you know how to do a proportion. Cross multiplying. You with me? What? You good on that or not?
Yeah.
What?
Why don't you just do the?
He can distribute, but he didn't know how to do it. Right? So now he knows cross multiply, and now we're going to distribute, right? So just, do you know how to distribute, Jackson?
Yeah, -4x plus -3
Equals what?
equals 5x -20.
Right. Now, Jackson, you understand if I'm going to get you back in the game, you got to work. You got to work hard. It's not too hard for you. Now, what do I do?
Plus 20
Plus 20. Good.
plus 20x.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Finally.
And then 23 equals.
23? Shh.
Oh my God. I put-
What is it?
I put +3, sorry. 17. 17 equals 6x.
So,
X equals 17.
thank you. Now, listen, Jackson, you see what I'm trying to tell you? You just got to fix little mistakes. Fix your mistakes now. All right? You good? Logan? You all right with that? All right, 29. Go.
So would it be 5x, it would be 5x minus 15.
Good.
And then that equals 3x minus 12.
Thank you. Yay. All right, keep going.
And then would you just move the 3x? and-
Tell me what to do.
If you move the 3x and obviously the negative 3x. which would make
And then what?
And you move the negative 15 over.
Good,
To make a positive 15.
good.
And it would be 2x equals equals 3.
And so,
So it would be x equals 3 over 10.
you are capable of doing all of this. You understand me? You better make an A Friday. Practice. I mean it. All right, now get busy on the next one. All right, don't wait for me. Misha, go.
So you do 3x minus 12 equals 35.
Good job, girl.
And then you add 12.
Good.
Then you get 3x equals 47.
Amazing.
And then it's x equals 47 over 3.
Wow, how good am I? I'm so proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. I heard that. Don't make me call you by your first name.
All you do.
Kenneth?
Nothing from Kenneth, please.
All you do is give me 87. Like, it's not bad.
Well, if you were worth an A, I might give you an A. All right, here we go. Number 33. 33. And I'm not calling Kenneth ever again. Is that it? All right.
It's time to leave, Kenneth.
All right, guys, I've always told you, do what you can, do what you need. If you want to make a better grade, do all of the review. We will finish it tomorrow.